this week we're going to focus on areas of collecting, okay, in which you will have a lot better returns on your collecting investment. Okay, some people don't really do coin collecting as type of an investment, but more as a hobby. As we all know, it could go either way. And at the end of the day, how much you could get for your collection at the end, when you're ready to just kind of wipe your hands clean and say, hey, you know what, this is a part of me that I enjoyed, but it's time to collect and enjoy retirement. Or perhaps get ready for some event where you're going to have to consider taking this money and kind of liquidating your coins and your other collectibles, so that way whenever the event happens and you're ready to go, you're not going to be holding your family, friends, whoever, to the daunting task of finding out what to do with these coins. But while you have the knowledge and the know-how, it certainly helps to know exactly what sectors of coin collecting are particularly blistering hot today, and which will only get better as time goes on. One such coin collecting aspect that I would say is picking up some huge major steam are 1930s, or actually 1920s and 1930s Lincoln cents. Now, let me preface by saying that these coins are somewhat attainable, okay, at reasonable dollar values, price values, and there are also a selection of coins that exist out there, okay, raw or graded, that sell for many thousands of dollars, okay, in comparison to some of the more key dates. Now I'm talking 1909's, whether it's the plain or VDB, 1914D, 31S, 22 plain, 24D. The list goes on. Okay, these are what we would call and consider the marquee key dates of the Lincoln Cent series. Now, when you take 2 decades, 20s and 30s, and you kind of look at them and glance at them from a price point perspective, some of the prices on some of these coins at a certain grade level supersedes the amount of money that you would normally receive for a comparable or similar type grade on some of those key dates. The 1909's VDB is a phenomenal example of a coin that could be had for, about $4,000 or $5,000 in mint state 65, maybe even less, in full red. However, what if I could tell you there are coins that exist, like this 1931 Lincoln Cent that you see on screen, that sells for just as much, if not more, than that 1909 SVDB? Some of you will probably think, well, gee, it's like there's no comparison, because one's a true key date and the other one is simply a Philadelphia minted coin in which there were millions made. Yes, that is the truth. But also keep in mind the time period in which these two coins were produced and subsequently introduced into general circulation. The 1909 dated coins were the first year after the very popular Lincoln, or the Indian head set, and oftentimes a lot of these first year coins, these new designs, would be scooped up and then put aside for the future. All right, so that's what the 1909 is. You can't really say that with 1931. Look at the time period. The nation was going through a huge depression. As a matter of fact, the market was at its lowest in 1931. So a lot of these coins were not saved. They were being spent, they were being traded and used in normal daily transactions. Whether you're buying a soda, a newspaper, or buying something much bigger, a lot of these coins were used and circulated to a point where a lot of the gem coins really don't exist that often. So that's what you really see in the 20s and 30s. This particular coin sold on Great Collections over the weekend, and this one brought in $30 shy of $6,500. All right, so this is a testament to how difficult and how kind of challenging it is to find these gem BU examples of these decades. Let me elaborate a little bit more on the 1931 that you see here. So this one was graded PCGS Mint State 67 plus red. Okay, that's a supreme grade for a coin in which not many examples exist of the mid-mint state 65 and up archetype. There are 6 in this particular grade with the plus, and there are none finer. Okay, I would be remiss to know that there's probably not going to be any mint state 68s of this particular coin. That would make this coin absolutely astronomical as far as dollar value. It could be worth anywhere from $15,000 to $25,000 if one were ever to be graded by one of the established third-party graders. So this is more or less a prove it to me type video. That this is a case study in which one of the more widely available dates out there, 1931. Again, it's not a D or an S. It's simply a Philadelphia dated minted coin. And this is a coin, along with many other 1930s coins, that are gonna not only be cherry picked quite heavily among some of the more well-known coin collectors and enthusiasts out there, but it's also an opportunity for a lot of the new folks who are getting into the hobby where they would nuts. So this is a phenomenal kind of outlet where you can really start to stack. Okay, you're not stacking silver, you're stacking a different type of these Lincoln cents. I would aim for coins that are about uncirculated, AU and up. These are coins that are going to increase in value over time, and there's less of them out there. You generally want to try and go for some of the Denver and San Francisco minted coins, of course. They're the ones that have a lot of cachet, when they're off to, being sold at some point. People are going to want to look for these particular dates and mint marks because there are less and less of them out there. So if you guys see some of these 20s and 30s in brilliant red or red browns, or maybe even brown, stuff that hasn't been played with or cleaned, at one point, that these are definitely a hot commodity to pick up as a long-term investment. I would say 10 to 15 years on down the road, these coins are going to be worth anywhere from probably 5 to 10 times what they're worth now. And that's just a sign of the times. People are going to be making more money in 10 years, so they're going to have more dispensable income for things like coins. And you never know how, money is going to be changing hands at that point. It may be a completely digital society where, we're just transferring information and, money and so on. That's a story for a different time. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video on investing in 20s and 30s Lincoln cents, please go ahead and hit the like button. Glad you guys had time to join me for this maybe lunch hour or late afternoon, folks, crowd for you guys in the East Coast. And as always, subscribe, Blue Ridge Silverhound. Appreciate all the support. You guys take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.